Hi everyone, can you hear me? Okay, so let's wait a couple of, like a minute or two to see if someone else joins. Right. Um, all right, so let's get started. I'm gonna share my screen. Please let me know if you are able to see it. Um, uh, are you able to see my screen now? Yeah. I think you should be able to see it. I'm gonna ask on the chat. Okay, so you can see my screen. I'm gonna start with our presentation of Meteorman. So what am I going to talk about? First, I'm gonna give you a quick introduction to who we are, like what do I do, and then we're gonna jump into the problem, our solution, and then we'll do a live demo and then some question and answers if you have some. So first of all, who's Guillermo? That's me. I'm a telecommunications and informatics engineer. I'm Antwer's co-founder, and I work part-time at Antwer as a software engineer. My full-time job now is as a technical solutions manager at Google. And yeah, that's my GitHub and LinkedIn account in case you want to ping me or something, get in touch with me. Who's Antwer? Antwer is a startup, software development startup based in Mexico City. We do basically everything what the client asks for, but we focus on real-time apps, mobile apps, and machine learning solutions. And yeah, basically that's it about the presentation. Let's jump to the interesting stuff. So what's Meteorman? We basically faced a problem in the past couple of months. We were developing an app similar to Uber for public transportation in Mexico City. And as a backend, we were using Meteor. And for the apps, we were building them with React Native. And the problem was that we wanted to test Meteor methods and publications, but it was not friendly. The backend team had always to use the console and or wait for the front end team to test the methods and publications. And sometimes when something didn't work out, then we had to do a lot of back and forth, and it was just a waste of time. Some of the tools that we used to test our methods and publications was Meteor Shell or DDP tools, but we had to always write a script, as I said before. Also, another big problem was that when we used Meteor Shell or DDP tools, we always had to deactivate middlewares for testing because, I don't know, for instance, if you have protected methods, you won't be able to authenticate in the console, or not as straightforward as we wished. So that was one main problem. And another one is that we had to hard code values just for testing. So it's obviously not a good practice to do this kind of stuff. and yeah, after doing that, we didn't have the capacity to work on 2 projects at the same time back then. So we wish we had Meteorman while developing our app, but we didn't. And we basically came up with this, that backend developers should be able to test their endpoints without having to use some front end or writing scripts. And we came up with this solution. Basically, we wanted a Postman-like app to test DDP methods and subscriptions, which we thought that it was quite simple, right? Postman works great for REST APIs, and we thought that it might be something out there, but we searched everywhere and we couldn't find anything. So it was quite weird, but yeah, that's why we decided to create this. And let's go to the demo, the interesting stuff. I already have here a Meteorman open, and I'm also running a server already, a test server on my machine. So I can show you everything. Basically, we have a really simple UI. We started creating Meteorman a few weeks ago, so it's not so complicated. On the top part, you can see these tabs where you can add different hosts. You must not have the same connection on both tabs. You can have, for example, here a connection to the local host, and then here, I don't know, to your staging server, and then in another tab, a connection to your production server. That should work without a problem. But I'm gonna show you just with my local host right now. As you can see here is where you write the host you want to connect to, the port in case you're using a secure web server or WebSocket, sorry, or non-secure ones, and then the authentication method you want to use. And then here are some extra configurations like the protocol you want to use, the reconnect interval, max timeout, and all that stuff. So for now I'm just gonna connect without authentication because I want to show you just like a simple error message, like list permissions, and yeah, as you can see, it's now sending like this request to our server, and since I'm not authenticated, then I get that error message. So let's proceed to authenticate with an email, and this is a user that I already have loaded on our database. Let me just check really fast the chat to see if someone wrote anything. Okay, if I'm going too fast, please feel free to interrupt or tell me to slow down. And okay, I'm connected now, so I should be able to see the permissions now. And yeah, there it goes. You can see there the permissions we have established on our test server. So now let's do something more interesting. Let's fetch the users. So I'm gonna change this to be a subscription, and then go to here, users, and we should be able to see them. Yeah, there they are. I have 2 users on my database, and this is my user, and this is another test user. So what we can do now is create a user and see if it really gets inserted on our database. So for that, I'm gonna go back to the methods here, and let me just go user.save. And then here you can choose like the params you want to send. For creating a user right now, I have to send an object. So let me just create one really fast. A current problem that we have is on Mac, you cannot copy paste. It's a simple fix, but we have to work on it. In Windows and Linux, it should work just fine. So that's why I'm gonna type everything. Username, Meteorman, email, next, profile, admin, name, Meteorman. So let's try to save this user. Okay, Sorry for the Spanish in here. It wasn't meant to, but we didn't have much time. But yeah, as you can see, we've created a user. So let's check if we actually created it. I'm gonna head back to our subscriptions and hit send. Okay, there we go. We have now a third user popping up here. Let's just do another test and delete the user. So I'm gonna head back to methods and then hit delete. And for this, it should be ID user if I'm correct. And then I'll just have to write this ID. It's a bit annoying, I know. GWKH4 6HD. Oh. Okay, I think it's the correct one. So let's hit send. Okay, it's just basically saying that the user was deleted. So let's go back to our subscriptions and check if the change got applied. So yeah, there we go. So yeah, as you can see, it works similar to Postman, but in a much simpler way. And you can test all your methods and subscriptions here, and you don't have to worry about changing middlewares, hard coding values, and that kind of stuff. Something that I missed to mention is that here you can see that you can send different params, and that's just because you can work with different packages like validated method or Meteor methods. So you can send multiple params and it works just fine. And basically, that was the demo. Let me go back to our presentation. And yeah, before thanking you, I want to present the team behind Meteorman. These are my co-workers and co-founders as well. They worked on it really hard. I'm just a presenter on this project, sadly, but I can try to answer any questions you might have. And how can you get Meteorman? It's already published in a public repository on GitHub. So you can go just here and you can either download the repository and run it locally, or we have also some installers here for Windows, Mac, and Linux. So you can work on both of them. And yeah, we would really appreciate contributions if you are interested in working on it. We have planned to keep working on it and make it better with the time, fix the small bugs that we've detected. But yeah, if you're interested, contributions are super appreciated. And yeah, thanks. That was all from my side. If you have any questions, feel free to ask them. Oh, this is great. Will it be open source? Yeah, it's open source. Is this a web app or an Electron? It's an Electron app. I think those questions got answered with repo, but yeah. So, okay. Will you allow creation of test scripts? We would like to. We are not working on it yet, but yeah, it's something we would like to include. And also, if someone wants to jump in and help, it's super appreciated. Okay. I'm gonna go back really fast to the repository so that you can see the links again. And yeah, so I'm gonna type them here on the chat so you can just access to them. Let me Antwerp Meteor. Okay, that's the link to the repository, and There you can get the download links for all 3 platforms. Also, if you find any bug issue or something that bothers you, feel free to raise an issue and we'll try to address it as soon as possible. Yeah, I agree with you, Mike. It should be like a super cool, a super cool feature. Actually, the team is here on the call, so they're hearing everything, and yeah, I'm sure they think they agree with your opinion on that. Okay, all right. Did you store anything yet? Wondering whether Meteor would be good for saving tests. We don't store anything yet. No, not for now. We would like also to be able to create collections in the future, just like Postman does, and like add several team members so that they can work together, edit the same the same yeah, like endpoints that you have there. No, we don't have any roadmap yet. We started working on it, I think, like a month ago max, or 3 weeks ago. So yeah, we are just launching it yet. I think the repository became public yesterday, so we still need to work on a roadmap. Um, there's uh, a document here that where is it? Well, yeah, we will be adding all that stuff in the future, so you can take a look at it and the roadmap. And we have planned in the next couple of days to start raising some issues like feature requests, bugs, and everything. Also, we are gonna mark some of them as like good first issue for newcomers and everything. If I can make time, I would love to help. Yeah, that'd be awesome. Any help is super appreciated. We also want to learn from you. I'm sure all of you guys will be able to teach us a lot of Meteor stuff. Personally, myself, I really want to get better, just like the other guys that work on the project. They are the experts. I'm more like on mobile, but yeah, every kind of help is appreciated. Okay, so if there are no questions left, I'm gonna finish the session, and uh, thanks so much for coming. I hope you like the app and that you use it, that you raise bugs, issues, whatever you see that doesn't match, let us know. And yeah, thanks guys.